These 8th grade students are developing a historical video timeline that incorporates what they have learned in their language arts, social studies, and science classes throughout the year. Students divide into teams that focus on school, local, and national history.
I'm from the national group, and we've been working on this project during school time, and some of us have come after school to work on it. And basically what we've been doing is looking up important people during history and events and inventions and fashion for this time period and decade. And we're doing it from the colonial times to 2000 and just find important stuff to do. And we're finding movie clips, pictures, and anything that'll help show people important things that happened over time.
The overview of this activity was actually started back at the beginning of the year. The social studies teacher and I do a lot of integration between us, and we wanted to continue that as well as add in the science department this time. We also wanted to make sure that the kids knew what it meant to be an American, and we've been kind of just looking at different programs throughout the year and always taking pictures of different activities that the students do in all the different classes. This particular project came in about in December, I guess, or maybe in November, when we started talking about the realistic things. And the social studies teacher knew his son is in a technology class at the high school, and they had this particular program, Avid Cinema. We then wanted to make it a goal, too, that our kids would get to know the high school kids, because they travel about 8 miles over to the high school. So we thought it would be a good social goal as well as a technology goal for the students to meet and learn new things and then be able to apply them. Once we got that accomplished, then we decided to make it encompass a time capsule because of the millennium, and our school is going to bury a time capsule. So we decided to do the national and local and how the school makes the connection between those two.
Students collect and organize photographs they have found to use in their presentations.
Okay.
All right, I think so.
Okay, which one then is the one appropriate to be first?
First, you're the history teacher.
Yeah.
It's not for me to decide. It's not my project.
This is 1917. This is 1847. This is first.
This is 1910.
Under what criteria are you putting these in order?
This is
Time?
period.
Chronologically?
By date, 1846.
Okay, but
1846.
that was her birthday. So when do you suppose this picture is from? That wouldn't be his birth picture. And looky here, Alexander Graham Bell here. About what time did he do the telephone?
1880 or something.
Okay.
Something somewhere in there.
Okay. Right. That's about right. So who's really earlier? Your Buffalo Bill and Annie Oakley are related
Yeah.
because they were both with what?
Circus.
Yeah.
They also learn how to use a digital camera to take their own photographs.
How come it only says there's 4 pictures left?
Well, you won't need any more than that.
How will we get it?
Because we haven't dumped them off the camera.
I thought that was what it was doing.
No, it's just loading them onto the computer. It still leaves them on the camera until you tell it you don't want them on there anymore.
So, and then how do you set that on? What they have on?
You're all set, but you don't really have to worry about this right now. So as long as it says capture, you can just look through here. And you're all ready to go.
The students then use the digital camera to take pictures of local historical sites.
This charter house was built in 1871, and this is where the Marquette Town Charter was signed. And 7th graders have been doing this, studying Marquette history, but we're going to include it in our project.
Did in the classroom, but I don't think it flashed yesterday either. Oh, yeah, we should have done. And you're on 38.
This house belonged to the first people that lived in Marquette, and there were about 11 or 12 people that lived in here. And some would sleep on this bed down here, and there's a loft up there with a bed even smaller than this and a trunk. So it was a pretty small house for a large family.
The students are identifying connections between events in our nation's history and how they affected the local community and its residents. As an example, one student is contacting local veterans to request photographs of them in uniform.
Using this?
Korea.
I think it was Korean, but you might want to ask him. You'll need to explain to him, tell him your name, and then explain to him that we're doing the time capsule project and we want to include local veterans in our presentation, and ask him if it would be okay if we borrowed a picture of him in uniform and used it in our presentation.
Alright, you can use a cell phone and call.
Uh-huh.
You can't, is that one you can get clearance in here?
Hope so.
Because most cell phones you can't get a deal in here. Because I had my mom's at school one day and you can't get it in.
Well, let's try it. Nan, why don't you practice what you're going to say once you get him on the phone first?
I just see if it's got clearance.
Show him power.
We've got, are we on the news?
It's only got 2 bars.
Well, I charged it, so hopefully it'll be enough. All right, I'm LaRue. Talk to me.
This is Tim. I wondered if we could, we're doing a project for the nation, and we need and we were wondering if we could use your uniform picture, you in uniform for our presentation.
Good. Might be neat, too, since he was a real force behind the Veterans Memorial that's in the park. If you ask him then if he would mind if we came in at a time that was convenient for him, taking a picture of him by the Veterans Memorial, and then we'd use both of those.
Oh,
All right. Now, do you want to do him first? Or do you want to pick someone that you feel comfortable talking to practice on first?
Once the students are finished selecting and compiling their resources, they must fit the photographs and videos into the storyboard that has been created by members of the school, local, and national groups.
I don't think they have any of those old typesetting, because that would have been kind of the similar thing that they would have used around here, but they don't.
We need
I don't think they have that.
5, 6, 7, 21. This is like all tea party. Yeah.
Do you have your Native American pictures in there yet?
No.
Those would be.
Have some.
That would
Some
be.
in there.
I would put them in there. Yeah. In your video clips, don't you have buffaloes roaming on the plains?
A lot of them.
That would be good because what was going on back in the east was different than what was going on out here.
That one.
You'll probably need a transition slide, a title slide that
we're
says what you're going to be.
Students from the high school visit to instruct the middle school students in how to use the technology needed to compile their video timeline.
Just make sure you click where you want it. Click where you want your transition.
Click outside of it.
Find one you like.
Okay, wherever you want it to be, and then click inside of the box.
It's easy.
Hey, that's good.
Like that one's still too long, isn't it?
Yeah. And remember when you
Oh, this here?
change the length of the video,
Okay.
it's not going to have your transition in there.
Okay.
Now you can go to all
So
those.
that's one of the first things you want to do is make sure your video lengths.
Photo size, if you want it to be bigger.
Like if you just go change that one, what, like all of them are gone.
You need try that. It may change them all, or it may just pull them over.
The students present their final project to their families and community members. One screen shows local history, one screen shows their school history, and one screen shows national history. The videos are then synchronized to show the complete story of American history.